Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Right,
Hey
guys.
everybody, Andy's here, and we're excited to be here with you. So Andy, let us start us off, bud.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for that. So Andy here. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to give it a few minutes just to let more people come in, because there's people joining us every second. So what I'm going to do now is just do a quick sound check just to make sure that you guys can hear us. So if you can just put in the chat box, just let us know where you're from, and that way it gives us an idea of where you guys are from in the world.
Well, I think by them answering the question, we don't have to ask them if they can hear you, Andy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah.
Right? So yeah, we don't have to say. Are you kidding?
Don't realize
You don't need to do that.
the power of by not.
So cool.
There's a few people here. Texas. How do I expand this?
Dunoon, Dunoon. Where's Dunoon?
Dunoon is that's in Scotland. I've been to Dunoon.
I figured it was up your neck of the woods.
Yeah, London. Yeah, it's not too near me, but I've been there. Nice place. Yeah, people from London. So we've got a good range of people. Right, guys. So we're going to get started. I think I'm excited for you to attend this call today. As I said in my emails, I'm very impressed by this software. It's very effective, and in fact, I was on a call earlier today with Terry Powers, who was kind enough to spend an hour to go through the different modules and give me a better insight into just how powerful this software is. So what I'm going to do here is, so first of all, I'm obviously on the call, Patrick's on the call, and Patrick has been in software development for the last 10 years, and he's done a lot of work for large companies. We've got Gary on the call as well, who has a successful product called Ultimate Video Ranking. So that basically tells you what he's good at, and that's a best-selling product. And we have Leon on the call, who is a trainer and YouTube specialist, and also Terry as well, who I was speaking with earlier on Skype, and he's a highly successful local marketer and trainer, and he's been seeing some fantastic success using this software. So what I'm going to do now is hand you over to these guys, and then we'll get started so you can see just how good and effective this software is.
All right, thanks, Andy. Really appreciate it. Not going to spend a whole lot of time, kind of telling you what's cooking, but I want to ask you a couple questions, okay? And this is a basis of what we're going to be talking today. So, how many of you out there believe that Google loves itself? And quite frankly, that's our motto, right? Google loves itself. And I think that there's a way for me to prove that, okay? If I go over to here and go over to here, has anybody seen this article and this fine that Google had to pay? Anybody familiar with that? Right? So do you guys know why they had to pay that fine? The reason is because what? Kurt's got it. Self-love. Google feeds itself. Right? Absolutely. They love themselves. And in loving themselves, they're kicking everybody else to the curb. So if we understand that concept, then we can do something about that, and we can feed off of their self-love, okay? So in other words, what we're going to share with you today is how to use that self-love and to help Google help you search monopoly. Well, that's true. I think they're going to, they have a pending potential case on monopoly right now. Is that right, Victor? I think you're right. So we're going to show you how Google helps to rank on Google by using itself. Okay? Does everybody think that's pretty cool? You don't have to go to PBNs. You don't have to go to GSAs. You don't have to go to Money Robots. And I'm not poo-pooing any of those. They're all decent tools. But the fact of the matter is, is this about live events? No, it's not about live events. It's about Google and what Google can do for you, right? So let me ask you a question. how many people in here know all of the Google properties and how you can use them? Give me a 1 if you know every single one, and give me a 2 if you don't know them all, and give me a 3 if Google properties are somewhat new to you. Lots of 2s. Cool. Cool. Some 3s. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Lots of 2s and lots of 3s. All right, that's great, guys. I really appreciate it, because that tells me exactly what I need to do to start this conversation off. Okay. So let me go over to my window again, if I can find it. Sometimes I get lost in myself here, which is easy for me to do. So let's go over, and I'm going to share with you something really quick, okay? If we go over to right into your Gmail account, and I'm going to do this as though nobody knows what to do, and I know that you do, but if you go into your Gmail account, okay, I'm just going to pull that up real quick, and I'm going to my Gmail. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Oh, well, there we go. So you see these little buttons over here, the Google Apps, right? So everybody knows about Google Apps, or you don't know about them, but if you click on them, what's going to happen is you can go to your Drive. You just drop down to your Drive, okay? So I just want to teach you a little bit about what this is. Now, within your Drive, you're going to see all my stuff in here, but it's okay. It doesn't make any difference. You click on the New. Now, within Google Drive, you have all the properties that Google lets us use. All right. So let's just say, for example, does everybody know what the counterpart or the equivalent of a Google Doc is that you might use every day? Everybody tell me, what do you think Google Doc is? Okay, we got Word, MS Word, Word, exactly. It's not a PDF, it's not Excel. Google Document is Word, okay? Now here's a concept that I'm going to share with you that goes without saying for every single Google property that we're going to talk about, right? Now, how many of you have Word documents sitting on your hard drive? Give me a 1. Yes or a 1? Okay, awesome. Answer this question. Do you know that Google does not crawl your hard drive? Is everybody aware of that? Right? So the documents that you have, that you write for your business, that you write for your CPA offers, that you write for your clients, all the documents that you write that are in Word, that are highly enriched for your business and keywords and everything else, you do realize that Google does not see that, correct? Okay, so here's a little tip. Take every single document that you have on your hard drive, copy it over to your Google Doc in your Google Drive, and then what else do we have to do with that, Leon, once we put it over there and make it a Google Doc?
We have to make it public and then publish it.
That's right. So once you move all your data over to your document, Jason is right. You make it public, but then you have to publish it. Okay? So now all that rich information that you have about whatever you have developed, whatever you're saying, whatever you want people to see, because if you're writing content for your page, well, it's on your Word. Well, now you can put it into your Google Drive, in your Google document. You can make it, you can make it public and share it, right? So now Google can crawl it, right? Does everybody get that? Tell me, is there anybody in here that didn't know that you could do that? Give me 7 if you didn't know that. Awesome. See, Andy, look at that.
Yeah, I don't think many people will know about that, to be honest with you. So it's something they're going to learn right now.
Isn't that beautiful, man? If we just leave right now, we've been successful, right? So yep. Does everybody know what Google Sheets are? Tell me what Google Sheets are equivalent in the real world. Okay, everybody's got that right. Excel, exactly, right? Satin bed sheets. Kurt, you're funny. The Google Satin bed sheets. All right, man. So now do you guys realize that if you learn some tricks in Google Sheets, now you can take your Google Sheets and you can stuff anchor text in there, you can stuff your links in there, you can stuff images in there, you can make those public and publish them. Do you see the power of maybe taking all of your Excel spreadsheets and modifying them and making them part of what Google crawls? You see that? Is that awesome? Okay. I know, Andy, we're gonna stump somebody here, okay? All right. Does everybody know what the equivalent of Google Slides is? Love it. No, that's not it. Okay, there's a no. Yep, you got the right answer. Das has got the right answer. Arthur's got the right answer. There's another no. All right, great. So the answer is PowerPoint, right? So Jason, SlideShare is something that you could take this to, but PowerPoint. So how many of you have PowerPoints or presentations for your business or CPA offer or whatever on your hard drive, right? You see the value of taking all of that information? Oh, and here's another tip, okay? When you're creating or you have a PowerPoint, if you go to your Google Drive and you pick up your Google Slides, there's an import feature. For those of you that know that Google Slides is PowerPoint, did you know there was an import feature? So you can actually take all of your PowerPoints that you make, or actually have people make them for you on Fiverr, and stuff them and stuff them and stuff them with whatever keywords that you want, whatever anchor text that you want, whatever videos that you want. You just stuff the living poop out of them and you put them into your new Google property. But you know that there's a section called speaker notes. How many knew that there were speaker notes? Okay, a couple people. Okay, a lot of people didn't. So this is a rhetorical question, kind of. But if you put data in the speaker notes, do you think Google will see that data when they crawl your drive? Yes or no? Okay, most people say yes, a couple don't know. Okay, the answer is if it's in there, they'll read it. Okay, so that's another place that is available for you to do that. So Andy, now we got three things here that a lot of people didn't know. I think that's awesome. Okay.
Brilliant, yeah.
So if we go to the More button, M-O-R-E, the More, Google Forms. Google Forms is a form of a contact us, and there's some tricks and stuff you could do with that. Google Drawings. Okay, Leon, what is a Google Drawing?
Well, Google Drawing, I mean, you can actually draw in there, but the simple use is to take an image and just drop it into a Google Drawing, and you've got something that you can then put a link on and connect to whatever you want.
So this is another property that I'm sure most of us, including myself, really didn't know much about, but it's a Google property. As a Google property, it carries what? A high domain authority along with it. So when you play with these Google Drawings, you could do the same thing, bring your images in, metadata your image, metadata the Google Drawings, and now you have more power, okay, that you're sending to whatever your money site is. Okay, so everybody tell me, what is your money site? Define money site for me. It is like paint, Dennis. And you can geotag them, exactly. So tell me what your money sites are. I want everybody to understand the concept of a money site. Your main website, Lynn, that's exactly correct. An e-commerce page, exactly correct. An image could be your money site, right? How about wherever, this is beautiful, Carlos, wherever you want to drive traffic to. That is actually the right answer. But all the other answers are correct too. E-commerce, lead pages, YouTube videos, CPA offers, a site that earns me money. Alistar, bingo, you got it right on. Okay, so with everything that we're saying and all these things that we're sharing with you, you can use all of these tools within Google with all their high power domain authority, okay, to get backlinks to that property. Does everybody see that? Your Facebook page, exactly, Cody. Right? So is everybody kind of getting the picture? Give me a 1 if the light bulb is going off. 2 if you're still a little fuzzy. All right. It looks like we have a heck of a lot of 1s there, Andy.
Yeah,
Oh, 1.5. Oh, there's a half. Okay, crystal clear. All right.
I think they're starting to grasp it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So everybody knows what Google Maps are, right? I'm sure we all do. Well, you know, that's a special entity of its own, but it's also another place where you can go and put a lot of information, and we'll share that later. Everybody familiar with Google Sites? Give me a 2 if you did not know that you can make your web page on Google by using a Google site. Awesome. Andy, look at that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. Look at it. So let me take 1 quick second, and Dr. Leon, you know, bring up a Google site so we can share people later. We're not going to build one, but yes, you can go in here and actually build a very simple website, okay, within Google Sites, and it will, in the new version, it'll be sites.google.com/my website, blah, blah, blah. But there's no hosting, there's no domain. And if you take the time to learn this, Dennis says he didn't know that. That's awesome. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. DOS, that's interesting. I have Giggle sites hitting #1 for some keywords. So I guess Giggle is a new form of Google. I just got a bust on you, DOS. That's kind of cute. But yes, he's right. I have Google sites hitting #1 for some keywords. So now, DOS, let me ask you a question. If you have Google hitting for some keywords, what if you use what we just tried to share with you and added all those backlinks to your Google site? Okay? Lynn, yes, Peter Drew does promote Google Sites. Many of you may have seen his new email that came out. But, you know, it's not something that is going to be hidden, but it is something that can be expanded on, and you all need to learn how to do this, okay? So that as it is. Google also has a bulk share URL shortener, and we're going to get into that a little bit. And I'm just going to let that be for now. You guys got it now? Do you understand the awesomeness of Google Drive and how it can help your business? If we ended right now, we did nothing more than said, thank you for showing up for the last 10 minutes. Did you learn something?
I think they did.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to point out as well that Google Sites, DOS mentioned that he has a number of #1 rankings using Google Sites, and that just emphasizes just how much preference Google actually puts on that type of property. So as you said, Patrick, you know, if you add links and things and leverage that aspect of it, then it's only going to add some good ranking power.
Right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn this over and to Dr. Leon. And, you know, we have okay, how many of you guys know what this is? I'm just going to spell the word, okay? Oh, I can't even spell right. Okay, how many of you know what that is? You know, if you don't know the that's right, Kurt, diapers for adults. So, yeah, so, you know, you got to know what it is, but we have a little funny thing here, and Gary's, you know, kind of the proponent of that, but he says, if you don't have them, go get them, and we'll wait for you because you're going to need them, okay? So with that being said, old adults, exactly, George. It's pretty cool. So let me get back over here to Dr. Leon. And are you ready, Leon?
Sure.
All righty. Now we're gonna go in, and I think Andy, you told everybody we're going to give them a little demonstration, a little show here about over-the-shoulder type stuff and how this works.
Yeah, if you can do that, would be great.
Okay. Yep, we're going to go do that right now, and I'm going to pass that right over to Dr. Leon. Hey guys, thanks. I really appreciate spending the last 15 minutes with us understanding how what we built is going to trade your time or the effort that you're doing and give you more time to spend doing what you want, less time doing what you need to do to get your properties and your money sites right. Does that make sense? You give us permission. Yes, this is being recorded, Carlos. Absolutely. So you guys give us permission to go through and share with you, how this is done. We'll not try to get too detailed, but to show you the basics and awesomeness. And this is going to run a good 45 minutes. So if while Leon is getting ready, you guys want to go get yourself a cup of coffee or whatever and come back. We'll start to get going while Leon describes what we're going to be doing here. So I'll shut up.
That's the first.
Yeah, I know. Stop it.
Basically, this is our tool. Can everybody see my screen? Let's get a 1 in there if you can. Make sure we're seeing things. Let me know, Patrick.
I see your screen. Yes, sir.
Okay. Basically, this is our tools. Each one of these is a different module from here to here. We'll start with this end. Basically, take a quick look. We actually use a shortener tool. Google used to have a Google shortener, but they're phasing it out. So we've actually moved on to what's called Firebase, and we can drop our links in here, put a title, even put a description in there. And then if we post that over on, say, social media like Facebook, nothing was put in here except this link. All you're seeing right here was put in the tool. You're getting the title and the description being carried with this link. Okay, so that's our Google short links in there. We're not going to demo that at the moment. We also have YouTube variants set up in here, and we're not going to go into a demo on that. So let's go over to the HTML creator and take a quick look at that. Basically, we can create HTML in here. Let's get over here where it is. And once you've set this up by putting the content in here, like the title, your title variations, content, say a YouTube URL, embed codes, whatever, if you save it, you can actually come back in here and load it again. So let's do that right here. And so you can see.
While Leon is doing that, how many of you guys have had, bought software before and you got to always keep repeating the same thing, and you had to do this and do that and do it again and do it again and do it again, right? DOS, yes, it does handle, the process does handle spin text when necessary. But with the save and load easy button that Dr. Leon created here, you can see you just have to create your content and your system once. You can load it up and boom, you can do it again and again and again and again and again, just like that, because you can save and load. Does that make sense, guys? Go ahead, sorry.
So once we've loaded this, which takes no time, if we've saved it, we have everything ready to go. The one thing you do have to do is in your keywords, you're anchor texting them to whatever your link is. So we have to do that anchor text conversion, and that will take just a minute. You can put embed codes in here. You can do all kinds of things with this. And as soon as we get this to pop up here in just a few seconds, we're going to show you exactly what it looks like. It's working away, I believe. There we go. And so once we have that, we can actually go over here to preview HTML page and take just a second to load up. There we go. There's our video, there's our text, there's our map, and here is our anchor text links to our URL. And so that's a preview of what your page would look like if you uploaded it to something. Well, what we want to do is upload it to the clouds, and so we can actually cloud stack this by simply clicking on Amazon S3, Google Cloud, Azure Cloud, and then we get the buckets, get the buckets, get the buckets, and we're ready to stack this thing. If we want to change the order, we can. All we have to do is hit run, and it's good to go. Terry, you there?
Yes, I am.
Can you show what happens once you load this up? Can we turn it over to Terry, Patrick, for just a second?
Yep, hang on a second. Hang on a second, I messed something up.
No.
Well, either one of you guys can make Terry the presenter.
Woohoo!
Terry, you can make yourself a presenter, man.
Wow, I feel powerful.
You are powerful. I just happened to hit the wrong button. And it wouldn't be any fun if everything went perfect.
I made myself the presenter.
There you go.
Somebody's phone is going off. It's not mine.
Not mine.
This is a preview of an HTML page. Convert the anchor text, and I'm going to show you the preview. It doesn't want to show it till it finishes the anchor text, but
Yeah, it won't.
let's go down real quick, and I'm going to stop that because it's going to make noise. But got a map here. The title, which is also up here, and that is linked to my target URL. An article. This is a local. It's my business, in fact. So I've got my NAP, my name, area, and phone right here. A My Map I did for my business. And I also embedded the mobile version of my homepage, which has a video on it also, so I took the video off. And once I decide that I like that the way it is, I can go over to this module, or to this part of our module, the cloud stacking, and you saw Leon getting ready to do that. We just get some buckets. We do find something that it'll fit, that we think it might fit for.
Terry, what's a bucket? Are you a fireman?
Not personally, no, but the bucket is a container in the cloud. In Amazon Cloud, they call them buckets. In Google Cloud, they call them buckets. In Microsoft, well, okay, they call them blobs and containers, but it's the same thing. So then if I run the cloud stack, it just created, that's my Amazon page. You can see it, that's my Google page, that's my Microsoft page. Well, there, just created those three, that one, and that one, just that quick. And my target page on these was my GMB. That's one of the ways I got in the 3-pack. So that's a good thing to do. That HTML cloud stacking has a lot of power to it, but once it's done, it saves you the URLs that you've used. You can highlight them, save them, copy them, and use them later in some of the other modules. While we're on here, before I go back to Leon, getting into 3-packs, you can use this module and a couple others to get you in the 3-pack. You can work on long tail. This long tail for a client of mine, you can see it's worth something because there's people paying for ads on it, and my client is in the 3-pack at the top, and this is the same client, and so is this. So you know it'll work, and it works if we get rid of so it's not quite so long. You can see they're still in the top 3 now, plus the top of the 3-pack. They're top 3. There's no 3-pack on this one. If you build HTML pages, sometimes they will rank. Like this one for a client. This is an Amazon page right here. You can see it's a S3 Amazon page. And this one is too. So they got the top 2 organic spots as well as a snippet on the front page. And those are, like I said, Amazon pages. That means there's no hosting for them. You don't have to buy a domain. You can have a domain, obviously, but you don't have to with these HTML pages. So, take advantage of that. Anything else I should talk about the HTML pages? The stacking on clouds is a powerful, powerful thing. When we started last year talking about stacking Google properties like this, and then a couple of us started talking about, what about Google Cloud? Let's stack Google Cloud. You know what? Google's not the only one with the cloud. We've got lots of cloud companies out there. So we ended up, they put 3 or 6 different clouds in this software, and you can stack them like we did with this. And when you stack these 3, this is the Windows one. It links to the Google one, which links to the Amazon one. So they're siloed, stacked. Then the juice goes to wherever the target URL happens to be. And in this case, this is my own website, but that's a picture of me, by the way, an actual photograph.
It looks like Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean never had facial hair. Thanks for being so noticeable. Yeah, Mr. Clean never had facial hair. And as a side note, because I've heard that before, Mr. Clean and I are the same age, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He started out older than me, though. So, but yeah, clouds are powerful. You want to take advantage of them. They've got lots of power, and we don't just have the Google Cloud. You can load up with your Amazon Cloud as well, your Microsoft Cloud. Those are your big 3 right there. So yeah, make use of the cloud. When we're building these, this right here, embed code allows you to embed a map, like you saw in mine. You can embed, also embedded my website, which you can see right here is the page of it. You can embed all sorts of things. Anything you can iframe, which means almost all Google properties, among other things, that you can put in here.
Cool. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions about that? Number 1, does it look hard? Give me a 1 if it looks hard.
I was just going to say that, Patrick. If people who are watching this find it a little overwhelming, then you've got to realize when you get a comprehensive software like this, it might appear like that at first, but it's just like a learning curve. Once you use it once, it's going to be the same process again and again. And is when I had the demo earlier on by Terry, the software has like different sections, so you can learn one module first, then there's another module, another kind of feature, and they're all kind of independent. But you can sort of pick and choose what you want to use and go through them. But if you find it overwhelming, then again, it's just something you just need to kind of learn, and then once you've done it once, it's going to be plain sailing from there.
Right, and like most of the modules, this one you have to fill in a title. You fill in this right here is your metadata keywords. You fill in some content, which is just an article here. You put in a YouTube video. If you want to do a map, you put in some keywords and whatever your target URL is, and that's it. And when you're done, you can click this button and save this so you can reload it later. Why you want to reload it later? Well, maybe next time you want to load it and run it in it with a different account, because you can have, well, I don't know if there's a limit to how many Gmail accounts you can have in here, but you can load it again with a different account, or load it in a different language if you want and run it again in the same account. Or so if I ran it all 24 languages just in this account, and then switched to this account and ran 24 languages, and then this one, and then this one, we're over 100 already. I mean, so there's not a big limit to what you can do with this stuff. It's just a matter of filling in the blanks. The first time you look at this, you'll say, oh, I'm going to have a title, some keywords, an article, a video, maybe a map, again, keywords, but could be the same keywords, I guess, and then a target URL. That's all you need. So you gather that stuff up and you can run your HTML page, and then you make sure you got your cloud accounts, and we have video tutorials on any of this, all of this. So makes it easier for you to get your cloud accounts, to load them in here, to run your HTML creator.
Hey, Terry, one quick question. In terms of the GMB and maps and all that stuff. I want everybody go back to your HTML content real quick. Okay.
Here or the actual
HTML. Okay. Now, go to the bottom of there. What is at the bottom of that?
Don't realize how
Stop.
That's my darn video on my website.
I know. But no. But what I want everybody to see is what's there. Stop right there. What's that to the left? What is all that?
That's the NAP for this software. I mean, for this article, and I've got it coded up a little bit.
Okay, so basically that is a what? That is a citation.
Yes.
many businesses don't realize.
So people that are
Okay.
asking questions about citation, what you're doing here, everybody, is you are building multiple citations on behalf of yourself or your client just by doing what we're doing here and multiplying them as many times as you're going to multiply them and get them up there. Does that make sense to everybody? You can see that we're adding this to the HTML pages, right? Give me one if that makes sense to you.
I'm building these citations on Google properties, on Amazon properties, on Microsoft I mean, these
Yes.
are big hitters, and they're housing my citations for me.
Yes. So everybody gets that. That is so flippin' important for everybody to understand. And Graham, you know, he must be looking ahead at something because he also says, and with different languages.
Yep. And those languages come in handy if you're doing, say, CPA offers in another country, or if you just want the other. I don't know where Graham lives, but I bet there are people around him that speak other languages, and so we can run it in a number of languages. Quite a lot of languages. So.
Correct. Cool. Oh, what did you just do?
I'm sorry, I closed what I had open, and that's one of my maps. Google Maps is a module that's not in the software yet, but will be soon.
Okay. How many of you guys watch any type of show that has court and a judge and a jury and a prosecutor and a defender? Anybody ever watch them? Yes? Say, anybody ever watch those? Yes? Okay. So when somebody says something or shows something that they're not supposed to show, what does the judge say to the jury?
Oh yeah, please disregard that evidence.
There you go. Exactly. So what you just saw, you guys didn't see.
But trust me, maps can be powerful too. Just pointing that out. Never mind.
All right, it's over. Done. That's fine. Well, we'll get to that later. Let's get back to Dr. Leon.
Okay, yeah, that's my punishment. I got to go back to Leon. So.
All right. Did you?
Back to you, sir.
Okay. It's back to you, Dr. Leon.
Okay, so we're done with HTML Creator. Let's look at something else for a minute. If we drop into, we call this our link grabber, and what is interesting is that we have all these different properties: Google Plus, Blogger, Calendar, Google Sites, YouTube, FeedBurner, Google Photos. We can actually now go grab links. If we've made anything on any of these properties, we can go grab those links. We're going to take, let's go here and grab some links real quick.
Why would I want to do that, Leon?
I don't know. Why would you want to do that, Terry? Basically, you're wanting to get backlinks to your backlinks. You log
Everybody's, listen, in essence, what we're trying to share with you, if you can get this idea in your head, we've already proven Google loves Google, right? We've already shared with you that their properties are high domain authority and they love themselves. So from an SEO perspective, how many of you have used a PBN, right? How many of you done that? Yes, yes, absolutely, all the time. Long ago, okay? So think about this for a second as you watch what Terry is sharing and Dr. Leon is sharing. Can you imagine in your mind that what we are helping to build, and you could do all of this manually. You absolutely do not need anything that we're showing you, right? But can you imagine if you're building your PBN network with what? What are you going to build your PBN network with now? Google Properties. Kirk's right, okay?
But that's not a PBN, it's a PGN.
It's a public Google network, right? You see how the potentiality of the power is by utilizing your tier 1, your tier 2, your tier 3, but they just all happen to be Google properties. How crazy is that, right? And you can go build them all by hand and it's fine, but you know, I think we're going to show you a better way, but you do know you can do that. So awesome. Is there any risk of being penalized by using this? Absolutely not.
So basically what we're going to do is search for files that are on our Google Drive under a keyword. So we've logged into that account, and then we're going to hit the search. Now the other properties use an API, but the Google Drive is one where we actually have to log in and search without an API. So this is one of the few tools where we're not using an API. And what we're talking about on an API is basically you have a drop-down window, and I can move from one account to the next account just by clicking on it, and you've never actually logged in. You've used the Google API, and so you're just in and out that fast to basically getting what you want done. And so right now it's searching over on the drive, and because this is not an API, it is a bit slower, but also because of the amount of content that's going to come up, it takes just a little bit for things to pop up.
If I can mention real quick, somebody asked about the possibility of a penalty. You see from that the first slide Patrick showed you with the penalty Google's paying in the EU, they'd rather pay that penalty than stop loving Google, because they're making a lot more than they're paying in that penalty of billions of dollars.
Makes no difference, yes.
Yeah, they don't mind paying that penalty. It's worth it for them to be able to keep ranking Google, give Google more authority to ranking Google, because they're not going to give up that preference for their own stuff.
And think about this for a second, everybody, because every single one of you are on the internet every single day, right? I want you to think, when is the last time that you saw a Daily Motion video show up in Google, as opposed to YouTube or a Vimeo YouTube or video show up, as opposed to YouTube? Okay, so that just gives you a hint. Why are we? Someone asked, why are we don't do this with Vimeo? You know, the reason is, why would we want to resurrect a dead beast? We only want to bring life into, you know, the monster.
Okay, now we've got our links from our Google Drive, and as you can see, there's quite a few of them. Now, how long would it have taken you to go and get each one of these individually over on your Google Drive? Look at all those. We've got presentations, drawings, documents, spreadsheets. All of them are there. And so all of them are useful links that we can backlink to now.
Everybody give me an OMG if you think what you're seeing is just absolutely retarded, right? What Dr. Leon just shared with you is the simple little tool that goes and grabs every one of your Google Drive links. And now you're getting the picture of what you can do with those Google Drive links, right, guys? You seeing this?
See, that's our Google spreadsheet right there that we just clicked on. All these links are actually live, And what we can actually do then is send them to another module we have right here by just clicking this little button, and boom, we're over in our Sheets module. And now all we have to do is put a couple of things in there, like this, our main keyword, and we'll use a smaller keyword over here, which is basically just a part of that keyword. And now what we want to do is create a document here. We're just going to go over here and take a quick look at it. And you can see all of our links are here, and we've got our text on both sides. But over here, we can actually hit keywords, anchor text, and go like that. Come back over here to preview and give it just a second. It's working, and there we go. Now the words we had on each side are actually live anchor text linked to these links. And so we've actually got them all right here. And basically, let's take one more step here. We're going to grab a comment to go with these. Let me go down here and get something real quick. Let's use this. Get back over there and drop that in. So we can actually put text that will go with this as a comment. And let's see, we're going to open the upload. We're going to go back over here for just 1 second. So that's what it's going to look like. Our published URLs will show up here. We've got one more little step we can take with Sheets. We can actually translate this into other languages. So let's pick about 3 languages real quick. Spanish and French. So we're ready to run this. I'm going to check a different account because that's the one we just got it from. Let's put it in somebody else's account right here. So now we're going into that account. All we have to do is hit the Run Translation Multiplier button right here, and we're ready to go.
So as you just watched Dr. Leon do that, it looks like there's a lot of, and Andy, you addressed this earlier, right? It looks like there's a lot of little pieces, but if you prepare your seed document earlier, which is nothing more than you have to do with anything else, and you have all of that data already on a document, all Leon did was copy, cut, and paste from your prepared document into those blank spaces, okay? And I'm not being nasty, but literally a 6-year-old could do that, right? Now, it does take time to create your document, but that's your data. We can't do that for you. That's what you have to do, right? So that's all he did. Copy, cut, and paste what you already created, click a few buttons, and obviously you do have to learn through the videos and the training that we have which button to click when for what result. But literally, do you guys see that this really is simple? There's a lot of moving parts to it, but you really have to just know how to put the key in the door, turn the door, open the door, get in the seat, put your seatbelt on, put the key in the ignition, turn it on, put your foot on the gas pedal, and go. Does that make sense to everybody? I just showed you simple.
Okay. Basically, what we just did only took moments. We've stacked 3 different languages, not stacked them, but we've anchor texted 3 different languages to these links. So we're creating relevance with the anchor text on each side of our main link. And so basically, we actually have 100 links times 3 times 4. So that's 300 times 4. So we basically have 1,200 links in just that fast. Didn't take
That's
long.
awesome. Isn't that awesome?
So how long would it take you to get 1,200 backlinks, Andy?
You what, sorry?
How long do you think it would take you to get 1,200 backlinks?
A long time.
Hey, Leon, that's the wrong question. How long would it take to get 1,200 quality backlinks?
Yeah, even longer.
In 3 different languages.
fluent in English. So we just did that in moments, all from hitting a few buttons on our software, because we went and grabbed links we'd already built. This shows you that we've actually been doing something here because we have all those links. And so we were able to then send it over to our other module, which is our sheets, take that information as we set it up in here, and then once we take a look at it, make sure it's good, we were able to click languages, run our translation multiplier, and as you can see, this is what we get. All these backlinks in our sheet. So this is a strategy that's really a second tier or even deeper strategy. It's more of an end strategy, but it is something that is very powerful because you can get a lot of backlinks with it really pretty fast. So we're going to close out of some of these here. I'll just leave that one open for now. But that's also, go ahead, Terry.
While that one's open, can you open that URL back up? And if people notice in the top right corner, you see that blue button. This is, the software does this for you. It is public on the web. It's been published and made public. So that's extra 2 steps that you'd have to do yourself. Actually, it's about 4 steps to make it public. But the software does that for you. It makes it public for the world to see, including Google, and then publishes it on the web for you. So it's a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Basically, what we've done here is taken what used to take a week or more, and we've taken it about 10 steps beyond that, and we can do that in a matter of an hour or 2, depending on what you're trying to do. So there's a lot going on right here. This is our Sheets module. I'm going to close out of that unless we have any questions on that. We're going to go back to Link Grabber, and so that's basically how fast Link Grabber works. It took a few minutes if we're doing the drive, but if we do something else, let's clear that, and we need to log out of that and go into this one real quick. And we're going to go over to log in, click on our calendar. There we go. And hit search. And boom, it's just that fast. It doesn't take long to go get stuff that's in an API. And here we have a Google Calendar I made just yesterday with our new module. And so we can run over there and take a quick look at that. And this is an older one. We can see there's all of these things stuffed in here. So we get basically 48 links per day, ongoing every day. So this thing never runs out. So you can see it just keeps going and going and going. So that's one of our other modules we'll get to in just a minute. But we can find all those links, like I said, Blogger links, YouTube links, Google Plus links, all with our Grabber, and then get more backlinks to them if we want to. So that's our Grabber module. Let's go into G-Sites real quick so we can show you. G-Sites is one of our little more complex modules, but once you've actually set this whole thing up, remember we've got save and load, so we can actually load it back up. And let's grab, let's see, 428. There it is, right here, this one. Got to look for your dates on these things. Load it back up, and the nice thing is there's everything all set up again, so we can simply go in here and see that our content's there, everything's connected. The only thing I don't put in is the link I'm going to go to, point everything to, because one of the things we can actually do with our sites is we can actually stack them. And so I take the last link to the last site and I stick it in here and change it to another language, and then I take that link and stick it in here, change it to another language, and I take that link. And so we can actually stack our Google Sites with different language translation. And so we're pointing all that juice up to our top site. So that's why I leave this blank, is then I can do this with various language translations and stack them pretty easily. And so let's go grab one thing real quick. Up here at the top. Let's grab this site. It takes a little bit of time to run a site, so we're not going to do that live. But we're going to grab one and drop it in here. Paste it in and open it up. And boom, there is our Google site. That's our homepage. And obviously this is in a foreign language. We can see that we have our video in there. We have a image in there and our contents in there. And so we can have all of these pages will look similar but with different backgrounds, different text, because we're using Spentex. We have our privacy page. We have our contact us page, depending on what you want to put in there. We have other pages. You can put up to 6 additional pages. We have the About Us page, and that one turned out not good. So let's go to this one, and there's another page. And so again, like I said, this is stacking just like this. So if we actually go to our home, hit this, we will continue, they connect together. All these pages will connect together. And when you get to the home page, then if we connect that link, it will take us to another one. And if we click that link, it will take us to the next one, which is a different language. And we click that link, it will take us to the next one, which is a different language. And so we've stacked all these G sites together, and there is our English one, which will then take us to whatever we had the target of. And so that's our G site stack. Got any questions there, Andy?
Not so much questions in that, but I just want to point out as well that you guys also have a community-driven Skype and Facebook group. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So if people obviously decide to get this software, then there's going to be plenty of help on hand with that, isn't there? I'm assuming.
Yep.
Good.
So that is our G-Site module, and we're going to move on so we can get through a few more things. Here's our doc stacker module. We actually have 3 different documents we can do in here. One we call the buffer doc.
I want everybody to, hey, before you get into that, and Andy, you had said to me earlier when you saw Terry do this that you were just like, you know, in a 500-mile wind tunnel with, you know, your back against the wall with your mouth open, drooling, right? I mean, it's like, this is crazy stuff, right?
It's stuff that, to be honest, I've never seen this type of stuff, certainly in a software. So it is certainly unique. And again, you know, I found a little bit of it a little overwhelming, obviously, when you kind of having a walkthrough in a short period of time, because there's only so much time to go over this. But, you know, you do get that with software tools that are effective. So, you know, it's like anything that you learn that's new. There is always a learning curve, because like anything, you don't know it to begin with. But once you've done it once, it'll be a walk in the park, I'm sure, for anyone who uses it.
So, have you ever heard of?
Go ahead, man.
Have you ever heard of Switchbox SEO, Andy?
Switchbox SEO. Switchbox SEO. Anybody ever heard that term before? Switchbox SEO. No, hell no, no.
Well, what if you
language or something?
What if you wanted to do all this stuff for a client, and then the client decides he wants to leave you? Do you want to waste all this stuff, or do you want to maybe just have it set up so that all you have to do is change one link and everything goes somewhere else? So basically what the buffer doc allows us to do is we can put our target URL in here, of course, put an article, and put comments in here. And once we've run that, we can use that buffer doc as the target URL in all our other properties. And then if anything ever happens, we can simply go back to the buffer doc, change this URL out, and then all our other properties are still there driving juice to our buffer doc. And that buffer doc is the one that drives juice to whatever your target is. Does that make a little sense for you guys?
So do you guys give me a 1 if you get it, or 2 if you're still fuzzy? Yes, yes, yes. Yeppers. Yep, yep. 1, 2. Okay. Visually, I want everybody to close your eyes. Okay. John H., I know you're not closing your eyes. I can tell. Close your eyes. All right. And pretend you're standing on a railroad track. You got it? And you see the railroad train coming at you at a high speed. But you have your hand on the train track switch box. You got it? As that train approaches, you pull that switch box, and what happens? Does that train hit you, or does it veer off to the left and miss you because you redirected that train traffic someplace else? Does that make sense to you guys, what Leon just said? You do all this work, you do all this, work for a client, and then all of a sudden he fires you. And you could say, great, everything that I just did, I'm switching, I pulled the lever, I'm switching to your competitor. By the way, for more money than you're paying, right? John says his eyes are still closed. Okay, John, open your eyes. The train is gone, and you're still there, right? Okay, so you guys get that concept now. Switchbox marketing. You're always protected. You do the work, and you can always keep the profits. I think it's pretty cool, don't you?
So Terry, tell me, you're a local marketer. How useful is this to you?
Very, very. This is a really powerful tool. And that save and load feature you have in this also, which allows you to run it a whole bunch of times in different accounts if you want. This is a good to focus on inner pages, to focus on GMVs. Yeah, it's a powerful piece of software. This is one of my favorite modules, definitely. And it's one of the...
Thanks, Terry.
How's the Depends going, holding up out there?
Anybody need to run to Walmart to get some more Depends?
So this is where we would put our buffer doc if we were using the buffer doc in here. I'm running it straight to a video because I know I'm not going to do anything to myself. So basically, we're going to run what is called the article stacker, and I want to show you what we've got here. We just simply put in our main keyword and our secondary keyword, which is a smaller version of the main keyword. Then we add different titles so we can stack up to 5 deep in here, and we can go over here and take a look. We've got our article, and we've got our text for a comment in there, and then here's article 2, here's article 3, here's article 4, here's article 5. So all those are ready to go. We pulled them from an account, and so we're ready to upload them anywhere we want. And so let's go here, and let's go take a look at something over here real quick. We've got these articles, and they're ready to load, but we could upload them in HTML or PDF. Let's run them in PDF. And we had to make a button simple for Patrick, so we call this our easy button. By clicking the Enable Translation Stacker, we now have this ready to translate. Right here, we can go pick some languages again. Let's pick that one, that one, that one. Should be good enough. So we're ready to run this thing, and now we're going to run it with 3 additional languages. And what we're actually going to do, let's take a look at it before we do it. So you can see we have the ability, if we had our buffer doc in there, everything would point to your money site or video, and we're going to run the PDF site. And so the PDF is going to connect to the buffer doc if it was there, or whatever your link is there. And then the next one is going to connect to that first one. And then the third one is going to connect to that one. And the fourth one is going to connect to that one. So you're basically 5 deep here, plus your buffer doc would make you 6 deep if we wanted to do that. And then we're going to have our translation in 3 more languages. So that's what we're fixing to do. And All we have to do now is come up here and hit Run Translation Stack to get all those done at the same time.
Why not choose 5 language? Why? Okay, let's kind of
Give it
take
a
second here, and while that's running, and let me ask you guys a question, right? And this is relevant to why we are doing what we are doing, right?
There's the +5.
So there's 2 things, right? How many people in your city, your town, big town USA, big town UK, big town anywhere, only speaks English, right? That's not going to happen. I go to the local Chinese place. They're speaking Chinese, but they do business in English. Okay? I go to a Thai restaurant. They're speaking Thai, but they're doing business in English. The purpose, the number one purpose for this is super, super, super low-hanging fruit, because you're now able to penetrate a market nobody else is doing. You guys get that? I mean, seriously? Give me a 1 if you understand what I just said. You're like in the .com origination era, where you could buy a .com for $1 and turn it into $1 million. You guys are able to now penetrate a market you could never penetrate before by using this, right? How blazing cool is that? Okay, you could do CPA offers in Portuguese. You know, you could do cell phone offers in Russian. You know, you can sell whatever you want to anybody else in these languages. The second reason is, okay, they're backlinks, unique backlinks in a different language to your product, to your money site that Google recognizes, you know, as relevancy. There's a combination, Gary talks about this a lot. You know, there's domain authority and relevance. So everything that you see that we're doing here is taking and creating relevance on top of domain authority. Okay? So you guys understand how important this translation stuff is? It's insanely, ridiculously important.
So basically, we just took that stack that we were showing here in our image, 5 deep, and we did it 4 times. So we have English plus 3 additional languages. And as you can see, we have all of these links now right here. Let's go look at our software. And where is it? Right here. You can see we have the links going to those properties. So basically, that's our article stacker. We can go to more languages, but this is a demo. We didn't really want to take all day to go to every language under the sun. But you can see how fast it goes. It's not slow. It's pretty easy. Andy, have you ever seen anything like this?
No, this is brilliant. I had to pop out for a glass of water there, so I've missed the last couple of minutes. But Terry was showing me earlier on with this particular module that you can also respin using because you have a spun article in the original document, don't you? And you can also then respin those another 5 versions. I don't know if you've covered that.
Right. Yeah, we can go in to, let's see, where we at? Article and the original article, hit spin again. And basically, you may want to change your titles up a little bit too, and then rerun it. So yeah, there's no end to what you can do with this. But all you have to do then is change your target URL, say to the very last link here. You can grab this link and then come back over here, drop it in as your target URL, change things up, hit your new spin, and run it. Now you're going 10 deep. How does that sound, Andy?
Yeah, it looks amazing. Really, really good. Really impressive.
So that is our article stacker, doc stacker. So let's clear that out real quick.
Hey, while you're clearing that out, this can get to be a little boring. Terry, why don't you take a moment and share some results of what you've been able to do? Because a lot of people have been asking about cloud or GMB and stacking in GMB, right? And I don't mean to say that it's boring. It's just, you can get a little bit overwhelmed, and we really just want to share with you the potential. Don't get overwhelmed, as Andy said. Just understand the possibilities of what this can do for you and your business. And if you can see the possibilities, then working through the issue of making it work for you is something anybody can do. We've had people come in 2 days that have gotten results in 3 and 4 days. We've got people that have been in here in 3 weeks and are still asking, how do you turn the damn light switch on? Okay, so it's kind of like up to you in relationship to how you want to take this. But if you just eat the elephant a little bit at a time, you ultimately eat him. If you try to look at it and say, oh my God, there's no way I can eat all that, you're right, you can't, right? So
and also Patrick as well, I think Carlos has just asked, do all modules have training videos? And I believe they do, don't they? Because you have a training document for every section. Yeah. Yep,
they do. And they are updated as often as we can. So Terry, what I want you to do is share an actual result of how you turned $1 into $1,000, and then show somebody the result of getting into their 3-pack for me. And then we'll get back to Dr. Leon, okay?
Okay. This client was not in the 3-pack. What I did with $1, I went and met a client, a potential client anyway, and they did not think they could justify paying me $1,000 a month. I said, okay, well, that's the price, but how about we meet up again next week and I'll play around a little bit. If you put me on retention, you got $1? And he said, yeah, I've got $1. So he gave me $1. And that's the guy who, if I go back over here, that I have these Amazon pages ranking. I showed him about a dozen different cities where I had him ranking in the top 2 or 3. And he decided, since he'd gotten some calls from the Amazon pages I generated during that about 10 days before we met up again, that he could swing $1,000 a month. So he's a client now.
Go ahead, Terry.
So, and that was basically doing it on spec. You know, I set him up some pages and got him ranking, and then met up with him again after, you know, talking with him about what I would do, what I could do. And so I didn't do, you know, he's a national client, so I didn't do every city or every state or anything like that, but I did a few of them, enough to convince him that it would be worth it. I didn't know he would get some calls before I even got a chance to get back to him, but as it turns out, he did.
So show the one where you're ranked number 3, but that's the guy that was number 7. It's the financial one, right?
Yeah. Let's see. And I'm trying to remember.
Financial, whatever, Greensboro Financial Planning or whatever it was.
Planning, planner, advisor. I mean, they're all so close. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Okay. Well, this is the guy right here. When I started, he was down here somewhere, and in just over a month, 1st of July, he's going to be a client. He's actually been using Yext, and his contract ends at the end of June. So, but he'd been with them for 2 years, well, almost 2 years now, and they didn't have him in the 3-pack. So I got him in a 3-pack in less than a week, and he decided it's time to end that contract and hire me instead. So
let's just be crystal clear, transparent, okay? And my question, and I actually don't know the answer to this, but I'm hoping I do. You did not. Let me rephrase this. What did you use entirely to make that happen?
Well, I use a number of things. What is actually various modules in the Ranking Factory revolution. So I used this HTML cloud stacker. I used the doc stacker. I used Sheets. I didn't use slides or calendars. I will be once he's a client, once we start doing serious work on it. Didn't even use Drive Photos, but basically I used these two and these two. I didn't even make a new site for them.
So to boil that down into a nutshell, right?
Patrick, this was not a client, so I wasn't going to run.
I know. That's the whole point. So I want everybody just to take a deep breath. This is some Zen training, right? Take a deep breath and think about what Terry just said. And think about your town, where you live. You can pick any keyword in your town where you live. You can take a look and see who's in the 3-pack for that keyword. Any town where you live.
And see,
how many?
5th, 6th, 7th. Remember, a year and a half ago, these other 4, they were in the front pack with the 7-pack. When we had a 7-pack, these folks were in the 7-pack, and suddenly they feel like they got screwed when we went to a 3-pack. So they are good targets because they know the value of being in that 3-pack. I shouldn't say these 4. One of them you up until about a month ago or so, till they got bumped out. But so in so many different categories, you've got a whole bunch of people that are not in the 3-pack, and any one of them could become a client. If you've been online anytime in the last week or so, you've been getting all these emails about roofing is the hot new niche, because there wasn't any roofers apparently before last week. But anyway, but if you in your town, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be your town. You can work for
anywhere. I'm just saying, right?
But here we've got a couple of ads. Then we'd have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the rest of these are not in the 3-pack. So, and look at this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bump this guy out of this completely. That's the wrong pay. You can't have your name be that. I'm sorry. Anyway. So. But there's a whole bunch of people in here. You could call up Oxendine and Sons and say, hey, I noticed you're in the 3-pack suddenly. Guess what? I did that. And if you use a buffer doc that we use in our Docker stacker, if Oxendine says, well, that's great, but I don't think we want to pay for that. Okay, well, no problem. You'll notice next week Triad Roofing will be up there instead of you, or Mr. Hicks will be up there, or Bert Smith. I mean,
cool. So do you guys see what Terry's sharing with you here? And Andy, you saw this earlier, right? Listen,
people will be willing to pay you.
Exactly. So you can do the work without fear of losing your time to do the work to rank somebody like you had to in the past, right? So now you can do the work like Terry did. You can get somebody ranked, and if he says no, you just pull that switch on the train track and you transfer all that information to the next guy and the next guy until you find somebody that's going to pay you $500 a month for what you just did.
Because as long as your articles and your content has to do with roofing, it'll still be relevant for the next guy. And in fact, if you wanted, then you could go to the next town in your list until you've got most of the towns in your state, if you want.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Patrick doesn't want me to mention this, but I have a little group of people, a little membership of my own, where I talk about this kind of stuff. And I gave them a video. I made a video the day I started working on this financial planner, and I said, you can see here, and so it's all it's all evidenced and frozen in a video. Here he was in I remember 10th, 11th place, something like that. He was down a ways in the 3-pack, and I said, now this is what I'm going to do, and I told him, and I showed in the video me doing the doc stacker, the article stacker, all that kind of stuff, what I was targeting URL wise, all of it, and then I said, here it's a Saturday morning. Check on it for me. Anybody in my membership, check on it regularly and let me know if you see movement up or down, so I know if I'm harming this person, in which case I'm not going to call him up and ask him if he wants to hire me, or if I'm helping this person. And by Monday, somebody said, "Oh, when I pull it up, he's in the 3-pack at number 3." And by Wednesday, several people had him in the 3-pack, 1, 2, or 3, depending on where they were, because it's proximity based. So not everybody's results are exactly the same if they're not in that town. But they checked on it, and like I said, they had seen the video that I started with him in 11th or 12th, and he was now up in the 3-pack. So any of you can do that.
Hey, Terry, we got a question that might be the proper one for you to answer. Do we have to run the stacker for each keyword you want to rank for?
Well, you don't have to do any of it. I mean, but
No, I think the answer, Terry, to the question that Gary's asking is, because we're doing multiple keywords and multiple documents, you're getting multiple relationships that are being built because of the way that Leon and has designed this process. When you put a stack of 12 keywords in the article stacker, you're getting anchor text to all of those. When you take all those sheets and you make all those anchor text to all those keywords, you're getting anchor text to all those keywords. So no, you don't have to run this for each and every one of them. But if it were me, I would. I don't have to, but I certainly would.
And you can check, and if they're not ranking where you want, then run it again with different keywords. Like I said, when I do local, and that's mainly what I do, I put make each one a citation also. So down here is the name, address, and phone, which will appear in each of these articles. See right down here. No matter how many times I spin it, that NAP is still going to appear down there. And because I can I can change my title up here slightly different keywords. If, for instance, if the guy is ranking for financial planning, but he wants to rank for financial advisor, I can go back because I've saved and loaded, and make a few changes and make sure he's ranking in the 3-pack for each of those separate keywords. If he's not, some he will already be, because you've got places where you've added, like in here, you've added at least a couple of keywords. But if they're not, you just load it up, run it again, either in the same account or in another account in this language, or add it to run it in some other languages if you want. Whatever it takes to push it up there.
Right. And there's so many variables involved in this that you can just keep doing it over and over and over and over again just by changing accounts. Hey, Andy, I have a question for you. Alistar is asking, can they use our videos from your program?
Yeah, I've actually just answered him in the chat, but yes, you can. As Terry was showing me earlier, or yourself was showing me earlier, that it's very effective for videos as well. So my software, in fact, it would work very well, because my software is based a lot around the on-page optimization aspect. So this is obviously using more of an external it'll have an external impact. So by putting the two together, then you're going to get even better results. So yes, you can use it with Theme Marketer Pro, and in fact, any type of video marketing when it comes to ranking. Yeah.
Very cool. Very nice. Okay, we're running about an hour and 10 minutes here, so 15 minutes. So do you guys give us permission to just share a few more things with you? Are you learning anything? Is this all good stuff for everybody? Yes? You learning? You're excited to be here? Can we continue to share with you a few more items and go from there? Awesome. Cool.
And keep in mind, you can do this all by hand if you want. You don't have to use the software. You can do it manually if you've got enough time. I mean,
Got a few weeks.
I don't know how old you are. Patrick and Gary can't do it by hand because they'd be dead by then. But,
Stop.
but you can do it by hand. It's just going to take a while.
Yeah, it will probably take you a few weeks.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt, I appreciate. Kurt says this is brilliant software. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's finish up by sharing a few more little simple tips and tricks that you can either use in the software or do by hand, and we'll try to get to the end here pretty soon.
Yep, almost there. I'm not going to demo everything anyway. So basically, in our Drive photos, we can actually pull up photos and have them in here. We can put in a file folder description and file content, and then basically upload that and get our links. We can send those to Sheets. So that's pretty much the photo thing. We're going to close out of that. Slides is where we actually have a bit more we can do. We can actually do up to 5 pages in here, and we've got our slide content. So let's take a quick look at that by using our trusty save mode. So let's see what we got to load. Let's use this one.
Leon, if I can just jump in there quickly. Asher has just asked, is it good to put geo info on the pics? So that's just going back to the photos that you were talking about then. I believe you can, is that right?
Yeah, your metadata will be in there, and on the G drive, which is where the pics are stored, all the metadata is retained.
Great, nice one.
Yes. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. In our slides, our presentations, what we do is we fill it out so that we have our titles in there, and depending on how you're wanting to set it up, you're going to have some presentation comment if you want to put it in here. You're going to have an image folder presentation description here, and you can put in your target URL and a YouTube URL. So I tend to do URL a little bit, I mean YouTube, and we'll get to that in a second. But basically, once you've got this filled out, we can come over and take a look. The first one is always going to be your page title and or subtitle if you want to use that. I just use title. Second one, we're going to go straight to the YouTube video, and then the third one we tend to go with our text in here, and so we can use that. And then the fourth one, I'm basically just using an image in there. So let's take a quick look and see what we've got here. Let's go into another account, say this one, and we'll run that real quick. So let's hit create and upload. Oh, here's our translation multiplier if we want to use it. I'm going to leave that off for now. I think we've seen that enough. But if you want to run it in different languages, you have that option to do that as well. So we're going to take that off, and we're just going to upload this so we can move along a little faster. And it's working. Slide 1, slide 2. And we're just about ready to go here. Getting our thumbnails and publishing our presentation. And there it is, basically. I forgot to hit open in a browser, so we can just click on the link right here. And here's our presentation. We get our opening page, which is going to be an anchor text link to whatever we're anchor texting to. We can go to the next slide, and we can see here's our video. And then we can go to the next slide. You can see here's our text. And then we can go to the next one, and here is an image. So that is pretty much the slide presentations. And so you can, just depends on how you fill it out as to what you're going to get there. And we're going to close that real quick and then go over here to calendars. Now calendars I just got yesterday, and so this is a very new module. And so basically we fill out a location.
Okay.
We fill out.
Hey, Leon, before you do that, I mean, go ahead. But it's sometimes things strike me as comical, right? And when Gary and I were dealing with the calendar situation months and months and months, you know, in the old version type thing, you know, we looked at calendars like, what the heck can we do? It's a Google property, blah, blah, blah. You know, yeah, what can we do with it? And when we started to play with it, it was just like, you know, the earth was moving. and our jaw was open, and it was just crazy the stuff that we found out that we could do with it. So just out of curiosity, how many of you, give me 8, if you never in your life would ever have thought that you could use Google Calendars to rank your properties? Seriously, how many of you, right? Ever thought you could use Google Calendars to rank your properties? Every single person is a 8. So take a look at this, and make sure that you don't have any flies around. Keep your mouth closed. Sorry.
Yeah, let's mute Patrick for just a minute. Basically, we're going to go ahead, and we've got our event content. We've got our target URL, event title. We can put multiple titles in here, up to 48. We've got our calendar description, and we can use spin text in our article or straight article, so it'll be the same every time. So let's load one up real quick, and we're going to grab this one right here, hit that, and boom. As you can see, I've only put 2 titles in and the multiple, and it'll actually fill that in 48 times, and we're going to see that here in just a second. So everything looks good. Get over to content. You can see it's all there. Spin text. We've got everything set up. So we're just going to pick an account here. Let's see, who haven't we used? We'll pick on this guy. So now we're ready to basically create our calendar over here on this account. So we'll hit create, and it will take just about a minute or so. It won't take long. But it's actually doing a ton of stuff, which is what you're going to see here in just a minute. We're on event 10, 12. I just created that. Yep. Where did it go? Published links. Yep. It bombed out on me there. Let's try this again. Let's put a shirt better. One more time. Create, walkthrough, let's go. Live event 6, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, 20, 22, 27, 29, 32, 34, 37, 39, 42, 44, 45.
So can everybody see what's happening here? I mean, Google has to crawl calendars all the time, right? Because they're events, they're calendars. And so as Leon is showing you, you're able to create, what are we creating, Leon? 48 events a day?
48 events a day forever. These are the links to each individual event, and here's the link to the calendar. So let's go take a look at the calendar and what it will look like. As you can see down here, each one of these is a half-hour time segment, and so we're getting 48 links per day in here. So there's 41 more it shows right here, but per day, per day, per day, per day, per day, per day.
Can you move over to June just so we see what a whole month looks like?
It's not showing it up here. Let's see what it does. There we go. So yeah, there you go. That's a whole month roughly.
So that's 48 links a day.
Every day.
To whatever links you put in that in those calendars. If you put in 2 links in your calendars.
Well, we only have room for 1 target link.
Well, but in the event content, you can have.
No.
other stuff, and you can attach properties to them too if you want to. But every day, consistently, new links to whatever properties you put in here.
One of the things, Terry, that I want to try, right, with this, because we just got it today. You guys are the first people to ever see this.
Yeah, it's a new one.
It's brand spanking new today, so it's maybe have a couple bugs to it, but that's why I told you at the very beginning, we're developing this. This is a beta product. All the things that you've seen are stuff that we developed since January 1st. Okay, this is since January 1st. This product, and we still have, as Leon said, we still have things that we're going to add. So we consider this a beta version of things that are working and things that we're going to do. But you know what I'd like to do? I keep seeing these advertisements for evergreen webinars, evergreen webinars, evergreen webinars. Well, wouldn't it be cool if we take this webinar for Andy and we put it into calendars and we optimize it for SEO and blah, 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 and people naturally just find it because Google has to scrape it and then see our ever webinar or forever webinars. Andy, don't you think that might be pretty cool?
I think we'll do that, yeah.
I mean, seriously, I don't know, but why not, right? In the world that we live in, it really becomes a question of why not?
Hey,
if I know it, why not do it, right? So, yep, go ahead.
Something we need to mention so everybody gets the full concept of the calendar. When we set it on auto repeat daily, it goes for infinity.
Correct.
So
And
it's pretty cool. And Leon, can we translate this?
Yes, we can translate individually because we're doing so much in there. We want to stay with individual translation for now. It would take a ton of time to do a multiple translation. So
Right.
we're going to leave it for this because you're going to have to translate each article 48 times a day forever.
Right.
So basically, that would be a ton of work. And so I would only translate one at a time. And
The fact is we could do it, right.
so that is our calendars module. So that really completes everything we were wanting to show you here. Andy, you think you could pull up a screen and show us some rankings?
Hey, Andy,
Yeah, can do, yeah.
I'm going to make you organizer.
Okay.
I mean, once everybody sees this, and we've shared with some proof to you, but you got a YouTube product, right, Andy?
Yes.
Okay. And the idea of having a YouTube or a YouTube product is to get that YouTube product, what, ranked?
That's correct, yeah.
Correct? So
Yeah.
if we, Ranking Factory, could enhance what you've already done and like put a booster rocket on the back of your YouTube course, how valuable might that be?
Well, it's software, yeah. As I said, it'd be very valuable because this does completely different SEO related things than what my software does. So it's going to just stack up the power even more, which is an exciting prospect. So yeah, can you? Is my screen up there, guys?
I see it.
Your screen is
Yes, I
there.
see it.
We can see your incognito, so it's not going to show anything particular. Why don't we type in keyword translation to start with and see what we've got there.
Translation.
And can you scroll down just a bit? And there's the video. 1, 2, yeah, right there. As you can see, we're not really far down. Depending on whether you count that top thing, we're 4th or 5th. I mean 5th or 6th anyway. So that's one of our rankings. Let's move on to say, and how big was that? 29,600,000.
Nearly 30 million results, yeah.
So not bad.
Very good.
Okay. What about keyword translation
Well,
software.
scroll down. Scroll down. Stay there. Scroll down. We're not even on that page. I don't even see it. Where are we?
We're on the page. We've already seen it.
Okay. Well, see, I have to pay attention because I had a heart attack there for a second.
Keyword translation software.
Yes, please. Thank you. And we can see we're number 1. Oh, and I didn't even target that keyword specifically.
But what's the relevancy of the competing pages?
7,950,000.
Okay.
That sound pretty good, Andy?
Yep.
And let's try, instead of software, try tool.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Well, there's a reason for this. And the reason is, until I run calendar yesterday, this was at the bottom of the page.
Cool.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow. So this is a direct result, which you probably didn't document, but this is a direct result of running calendars, and it boosted it from the bottom of the page up to number 3 or 4?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5.
Yeah. As Kurt said, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that is 5,430,000.
All right. Cool.
And let's go take a look at Keyword Translation Factory, Andy.
One day. It took one day.
And scroll down a bit. I want to see what's there. Hang on. Go down just slightly, Andy. I want to see that one. Yeah, that's my blog, and that's another one of my blogs. And go on down one more. All those 4 or 5. Yeah, those are all my blogs. So the whole page is basically mine running through these videos. Those videos are on the blog, and so you can see each one is a different part. It was a 10-part series. We can scroll back to the top. Andy, if you give me 1 second. That very top one is our site, and there was nothing done to the site. It was Patrick's site, so I had to do it all. So I put the site in my description of the video, and in one place in the software, in the Google Sites. Okay, I put it in one place in the software, and that's how it got to the top. It wasn't at the top. My videos used to be above it. And so once we ran everything with the software, now we're totally dominant that page, and that's 1,930,000 search results.
And they'll be able to do this for any type of video, won't they? I mean, local marketing for clients, affiliate product reviews. They'll be able to use it for anything, won't they?
Yeah, you can do this for anything. But have you seen in the last 2 years even the ability to dominate a single page like that on Google?
Google page, not a YouTube page, a Google page, right?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Have you seen that ability to do that in the last couple of years?
No.
Andy, let's go to page 2 real quick. I just want to see how much of the top of page 2 he's also got.
On page 2.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
We got some people that are running short on time, but since they've stayed this long, I had a question for you, or a question for the audience. If we throw a special bonus at the end, how many people would be willing to share the replay or the link that we're about to give you? If we really make it worth your while.
Click on videos.
Can you give me a 1 if you're willing to share it if we make the bonus good enough for you?
Can you click on videos, Andy?
Yeah. Yep. Lots of ones. That means Kurt's got a lot of people to send it to. It's like a nuclear bomb. I'll share it across my Facebook group. Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, now you're going to make me think.
I'm thinking that we have a bonus license available for anybody above the single payment, above the monthly payment, that we can throw a bonus license in, and that bonus license is worth gold to you guys.
Okay.
Will that
I'll
work?
tell you. Yeah, we'll do that, and I'll also give away your ultimate video ranking
I
course.
knew he'd do that. I knew he'd get me there. See.
I know. Well, hey, it's a WSO. It fits within what everybody's doing with Andy's program with video and video ranking, and you know it's important. So let's throw that in as well. Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Why don't we even give them the keyword translation tool?
We're going to give away the farm today.
Yeah. Well, you know we got some really good people here, and Andy's been patient enough to let us roll for an hour and 45 minutes. So,
David, the financial planner case study Terry has with his private group, he gives it away to those people that are in there. But I promise you that it's like having your own bank with a unlimited checking account once you have that video of his case study.
oh, did Terry say he was going to give away his video?
No, he did.
Yes, he did.
No,
Yes,
he
he did. I just heard. Yes, he
No,
did. I heard him
did
say
he?
it. Terry?
Did he now?
That was
Terry?
me. I knew I couldn't have said that.
I think it came across my Skype. So
I will let anybody that wants to get into that membership do it for under $10 a month.
I think I could do better than that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Andy can send it out in a replay telling everybody, watch. Well, I don't know about that, but we're going to give everybody the blueprint for what Terry did. Okay, if you share this with your friends, cool. All right. So what else do we need to share? Oh, I know one thing that I want to share with you. Okay. The next module is MAPS. 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 This is going to take us about a month. But do you guys remember that court scenario I was talking about in that picture that you don't remember that picture that I was talking about, right? You don't remember, right? Because you can't remember because I told you that you couldn't remember it, right? So just think if you were able, and you are able, trust me, right now today, you can go do exactly what Terry showed you. And he's going to show you again right now. He's going to bring that image up and show it to you again. But I want you to think, if you could do this in less than 10 minutes versus 3 days, how much power would you get out of a map for yourself or for your local clients? Okay? What do you think? Just tell me what you think. Is this retarded? Is it insane, awesome, crazy, stupid? But literally, look at that. It's I look at that as a cyclone or a hurricane. And it's all driving traffic right down that little itty bitty hole to that guy. Right?
Hey, Patrick, you know what I see this picture as? This is my closer when I go show a client. This is the one that closes the deal that he can't say no to.
How could you ever say no to this? Right? How is it possible? So within the MAPS module that we're going to be creating, you're going to be given the opportunity to create this literal scenario for yourself or your clients and your local. And I think what I'm just trying to say is we've looked at all the possibilities of everything that Google has, and I'm sure we're missing a couple like Google Books, right, and a couple other things, and we may end up doing that. But here's one thing I want you guys to understand, and Andy, you and I spoke about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
How many people create a great product, and then every time they add something to it, send you another opportunity to buy that newest thing? Or this was version 1, now we have version 2, right?
Yeah.
And you see that all the time, and quite frankly, it pisses me off.
Yeah, well, I was looking at your version updates within the software earlier today, and I can see how many updates you push out, which is a really good thing.
Right. And you know how much we charged everybody for every single, like, we sent a bill out for everybody today that says Ranking Factory adds calendars. How much do you think that bill was for? Just guess. Zero.
Were you talking to me or everyone else?
I was asking them. Yeah, zero. Right? Zero, right? And the reason is because when you participate with us, when you get in today, it doesn't matter if this goes to $500 a month. You're still going to be paying $29.99 a month. And I know I just probably shocked everybody, but yeah, right? That's what it is today. There's an upfront, but there's $29 a month. Is there any one module in here, any one of the ones that you guys have seen that's not worth $29.99? Is there? I mean, every single person in here's got to buy this simply because you can't afford not to. 2 hours of your time is equal to that, right?
Can I just point out as well, Patrick, that what they could earn off one client?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got one question for everybody. There was an email that went out this morning that only had a G-Site builder. Did anybody get that email? Give me a 1 if you saw that email this morning.
We're not mentioning any names.
No names.
Wasn't that Peter Drew?
Oh, don't say no names. No names.
You stinker.
Please disregard the last statement.
The idea that their G-Site builder was $150 plus their monthly to go with it in a beta.
In the old G sites too, not the new ones.
Yeah. So when you compare the value of what's built into this software with the number of modules that it has, and you don't have to learn every one of them, you can master them one at a time. The value we've kept, you're going to find out when you see the page that we just blow everybody away, period.
All right, so does everybody know where to go? I put it in the chat. You want me to put it up on the screen?
Yes, 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 yes.
All right. It may be a little hard to see.
And Patrick,
Yes, sir.
since the maps module's not out yet, I'll throw anybody that buys it my video on how to build a map like the ones I built manually. But then you'll at least know how to do it. So when software comes out, you'll be all the more impressed.
Correct. So the video that Terry's going to share is one that he did and shows you how to do it manually. We're going to be able to give that to you, and it's going to be automated. Okay? Does everybody see my screen?
Now that it's centered, I can see it.
Oh, stop. Okay. You guys, see, one thing is we have a lot of fun. Did everybody have fun today? Seriously, did you guys, two things are important. Did we waste your time? Yes or no? Did you learn something that whether you buy this or not, you've been able to take away and do on your own? And 3, did you have fun while you were learning? Those are 3 important key things to us because we're old, right? We're 67, 68, and Terry's a young guy, right? And Andy's a really young guy. But our value system is a lot different than a lot of the people that send you shiny objects every day. And one of the reasons we like Andy so much is that he really deeply dives into the value of the products that he promotes and that he actually creates. And, there's an integrity level. And there's a lot of stuff that comes across my desk that, people want us to participate in, and I just won't send it because I think it's just crap. And, but that's who we are. My name is Patrick. My phone number is 443-807-8383. You can get me anytime. My Skype is Patrick Tuttle. You can find me anytime. My email is patrickmrm@gmail.com. You can find me anytime. We don't hide. We're here to answer your questions and to make sure that if you buy our software, that it is useful for you. And it's It's 30 days unconditional guarantee. If you don't like it, ship it. We'll just send you your money back. Okay?
Patrick, one or two people have asked about proxies, but I believe with it using the API, there's no need for proxies, is there?
With this particular program, no.
Right, cool.
Because we're using the APIs, right?
Exactly.
So with that, we don't need proxies. Now, a lot of the other software that we have, I do need to say one thing. On the buy page, Andy, remember, we have that combination product. And a lot of people throughout the day have been asking me about content. Where do you get good quality content? Well, we own another product called Guest Content Factory.club, and we have a special combination on our lifetime combination purchase that you can pick up the lifetime Ranking Factory and the lifetime content and that is on the buy page that you are being sent to. Do not go to the regular page and buy anything there. Only use the link that's on the page that we gave you, because that's the link that is tied to Andy. Okay? So if you have an interest in anything else beyond that, call me and I'll give you a different link, but please do not buy anything on that page. But it's really cool because it gives you the content that you need for all the things that Leon shared with you and Terry shared with you. Okay? And it gives you the shortened learning curve there as well. Make sense? Okay? So Gary, for people that are going to share this, are they going to have to send us a link that says that they shared it so that we can make sure that we get them the bonus, or how are we going to do that? We're just going to trust everybody's going to do this.
We'll use the trust factor. We'll use the trust factor.
Okay.
For the person that asked me, he thought he heard $29.95. The people that got in back in January at that time, when the first initial modules, they were able to get $29.95. But there was no monthly at that time. Our starting point at that time was the $226 that you still see.
As you can tell, I can't type. Terry's. Andy, any thoughts, man?
Any thoughts on what?
On yours, yeah.
What, sorry?
I said, any last thoughts before we wrap this up? I'll be here for as long as you guys want, answering questions. A lot of people have to leave, but if we have questions, we will answer them. Not a problem. We still have most of the people. See, Andy, this is really cool, right?
Yeah.
We have 95% of the people that stayed, that were here, that are still here.
Yeah, I noticed that, which is
right?
really cool. Yeah,
so,
it says a lot about the software, I think.
That doesn't happen very often, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, that being said, I've got some questions to answer. Why don't you give everybody your last thoughts on, your experience with Terry, and is this something that they should do, or should wait to do, or shouldn't do?
Well, I think it's even just watching this live sort of demo now. I think it's definitely something that they should do. The way that the software works, and just the sheer number of different types of links and how you can stack everything together just within Google alone. And again, results says quite a lot, and this software clearly gets results. I know Terry is, he's an avid user of this software, and he does a lot of local marketing. And when I was speaking with him, he was, the first thing I asked him was, what success have you had with this? And he's obviously, he loves your software, and he plays an active role in obviously using it. So yeah, it's very effective. And I think whether you do video marketing, whether you have an e-com store, whether you want to drive traffic to affiliate offers, or local marketing for local businesses. Obviously, they're seeing quite a lot with the Google My Business, the 3-pack. It has a lot of value, and it won't take long to pay for this entirely. And it's something that you can just rinse and repeat. And there is a lot of local businesses out there. is, I think, I don't know if it was you early on, Patrick, you were saying you only, or was it Leon or Terry, you go to Google and you type in literally any keyword for any sort of town or city, any location, and there is usually a 3-pack there. So it's very easy to find clients, and you know, and there's obviously a number of ways in which you can get those clients, like Terry was saying. You know, with a new module that's going to be added, you can show them that image, and you can get people ranked and then use the buffer to change the links if need be. So yeah, I think it's a very, very powerful software tool, and you know, it's something they should be using.
So yeah, for everybody that's in here, just so that we know if we have to go do some server stuff, how many people are actually in right now? Just give us a 1 if you bought or you're going to buy, so that Andy can you know, figure out what kind of boat he wants to get next week. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, let us know so that we can get our staff to be ready. Now, here's the thing. Because we're giving everybody extra licenses, Andy, we do have to do this manually, right? And so it may take just a little bit of time for everybody to get everything, you know, the license, the membership area and everything else. So let's just be cognizant of the fact that we're stepping outside of our comfort zone to give you something extra, and just give us a little grace in terms of getting that to you. Is that okay with everybody?
Hey Patrick, before we wrap up, there's a little confusion on the sales page to some people. They're not sure the differences between the different levels. Can you cover that real quickly?
Sure. The first level is for 226 or 227. That gets you 1 license, but remember, we're giving you an extra. Okay, the second is a VA plan. That's assuming that you have a VA or 2. That comes with 2 licenses. We're giving you an extra 1 for 3. Okay, the agency is for 5 licenses in case you have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 people working with you. Remember, we're giving you an extra 1 on that. Okay, so that's how those particular programs work. The monthly is strictly a single license. You can purchase extra licenses for $50, but we're going to give you that extra license with that one today. And on the lifetime or the combo, they automatically come with 2, and we're giving you that extra 1 for sharing. Does that make sense to everybody? So no matter what option you pick, you have 100% accessibility to everything that you saw here today. And the reason that we have licenses is because each license is a protection so that the software will only work on a single computer or a single IP. And that's why if you have other people that want to work with you on this, you would need to have an extra license. Okay? Is that cool? You cover getting addresses for rent. Tracy, yes. You know, part of what we do is share with you the things that you can do about renting 3-packs. The problem with that is the way that you have to get them done, and the actual definition of what you're doing, like best plumber in Alabama, is probably eventually going to get flagged by somebody, and you are taking a risk.
Hey Patrick, I want to throw in a special deal for anybody who wants to get a lifetime. I see somebody asking about it.
Okay.
What do you say we throw in a coupon code for the combo and for the lifetime? Would anybody be interested in a coupon code and save a little bit of money?
Yes. Okay. And Andy asked me to actually prepare something, and I'm glad you reminded me. Andy, that's your fault. You should have. If anybody that wants the lifetime or the combo, I will type it right here. It's AB 200. That AB 200 is for the lifetime. If you plug that in, it will take $200 off the price tag. And AB 300 we'll take $300 off of the combo. If you bought it already, Sam, just let me know and I'll send you a refund. Okay? If you bought one of those. Not a problem. See, I get so excited about what I'm doing, sometimes I forget of some of the things that we've agreed to already do, right? So, the single payments are the lifetime. Yes, Tracy? Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that, man. Can I do a single payment after, say, 3 months payments? You can, but you will not be able to credit the monthly because that's the support that we have for the program. But anything that you paid up front definitely would go towards that. Will I get the same software for $47? Graham asked. 100% yes. Can a license be activated to move to a different computer? Sam, yes. It's based on the IP. You just have to send a support ticket to Gary and I, and we can change that and reactivate it for any computer that you want to use it to. Can you upgrade later? So monthly to start. Tracy, yes, once again. If even with the coupon codes, if you'd like to do the lifetime, and Andy, if you're okay with this, it'll take me a day or two, but I'll create a separate payment button for you, maybe a 3-pay that we can do for those that want to break that down into 3 payments. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine by me. If it's going to make it easier for some users.
Okay. So that will, you have to Skype me, okay, and or Andy, and then he can forward to me. But let me know if you need us to do a special 3-pay, and I will be more than happy to create a button for you to do that. All right. Let's see, what else do we got? I only need 1 license. Can I use this to rank unlimited sites? Omar, yes. Oh, Gary answered that already. Fantastic value. Graham, thank you very much. Yes, this is a deal on 3-pay. Yes, we can do that. Count me in on the 3-pay, Carlos. Okay. Please send me a Skype for that, and we will take care of that. Ray's the same. Cool. All right. So any last questions that we can ask Dr. Leon or Terry while they're here? And if not, then we can let them go, and Gary and I can follow up with the rest of you on any payment issues. I can't understand the difference between $29 and $49. Ed, the $29.99 comes with a $197 upfront payment. The $47 a month is strictly just $47 a month with no upfront payment. Okay? What is the content creator site? It's called, what's it called? ContentFactory.club. But as I said, do not buy anything. If I see anybody buying it, I will refund your money. I pay $226 now, then $29 a month, and unlimited websites. Yes, Omar. Gary, I keep answering your questions.
I'm trying to stay ahead of you.
Are you sending out a replay? The coupons and the 3-pay. Yeah, I mean, this is part of the replay. So if people ask me, we'll have those buttons available. But remember, you guys agreed, over 100 people that are here, you guys agreed that if we did all this, that you would send the copy of this video to all of your friends for Andy as a blessing to him for having shared this with you. So you guys have to follow through with that. And we're holding you that you'll do that. Why are you saying not to buy the Content Factory? Joy. You can buy the Content Factory with the combo on the site that we gave you. If you go and you want to buy any one of the different plans for that, I'm saying please do not do that because they're not set up for Andy's affiliate link right yet. Okay? And I want to make sure that we do not do anything, or you do not buy something that doesn't bless Andy, because he's the one that brought us to you for us to share this incredible opportunity, right? Does that make sense? I'll have it all done in a couple days, but I just don't have it done yet, okay? And so, like I said, the only people that are going to go there and the only people that are going to buy that today or tomorrow came from this webinar. So I'll know that it was from the webinar, and quite frankly, I'll just have to refund your money and wait for you to get a buy button. Okay, make sense? I missed when you were talking about licensing. Single payment as 2 plus 1, that's 3. So can be used on 2 different IPs or 3, okay? Simply because we're going to give you 3 for the single payer combo. You always deliver value. Graham, man, I really appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot that you guys really appreciate what we're building and the fact that we want to help you in your business, right? Thank you, Graham. Appreciate it. Thanks, Andy, for sharing. Carlos, I'm getting in. Omar, yes, thanks, Omar. 47 a month is for unlimited sites and no upfront. Tony, exactly correct. Yes, Gary already answered that. I'll buy now, and Andy, be rewards. I hope so. Yes, he will. So, all right. Andy, any last thoughts? I don't see any more. We're 2 hours and 11 minutes from the date that we started. We still have almost 85% of the people are still here, which is awesome. How long is this? Oh, this is a very good question for Richard. Andy, how long is this offer good for?
We were briefly discussing this earlier, weren't we? It'd certainly be available for a few days, I think. As far as the replay video, if you guys can get it up for me, over to me tomorrow, I could get that up tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be available for a little while.
Monday's a banking holiday, Andy. Why don't you make it till Monday midnight?
Yeah, could do. That's fine.
Oh, here's a really great question. This is super, and we don't ever really address it, but nobody asks us. What additional software do I need to buy? Like you always get I like to go off on tangents, Andy. I'm sorry. But the one thing that irritates the dickens out of me, because I'm an old guy and I'm self-conscious, is that I buy something, and I've gotten used to it now, but when I first started in this business, I buy something thinking I got really a great deal. And then I get an email that says, hey, would you like to buy the really good stuff? Because what you really bought was the crap. You know what I'm saying? Are you guys like tired of all of the 9 levels of upsells and blah, blah and all that? Right? So, yeah, everybody's agreeing with me. So here's the deal. The only upsell that you'll ever get from us is to ask you to thank us for what you have, because we'll never charge you another dime. There is nothing better. We give you our best right out of the gate. Is that okay with you guys? You're not going to get anything that says, oh, we've added a new module, and it's another $50, okay? All right, I got to say this, Andy, sorry. You may never want me to do another webinar for you. How many people would like to get their own GMB in any city in the United States? Give me a 1 if you would. Okay? Great. There's a lot of people. So I gotta tell everybody that gets in right now today, you have 48 hours. And Andy, you don't know this, my friend. Okay?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're gonna say.
Okay. Well, isn't that always more fun?
I guess so. Depends what you say.
So Andy, I'm gonna give you a go-to webinar replay of our GMB special that we just did yesterday. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry, it's only good for the United States. Sorry, Sam. So here's what we did. We've partnered with a young guy who came to us and says, I can get this done. Right? And so does anybody know how much you have to pay or seen any advertisements lately about getting GMBs? Give me an idea if you've seen them and seen how much they cost. Okay? Any idea? 150. There's one I saw yesterday from somebody for 250. And pretty much it's way too much, okay? So this isn't a bonus. This is just a FYI. If you guys haven't bought our software yet, then how would you like to get a done for you GMB for under $40? Give me a 1.
And folks, this is a verified listing.
This is for verified GMB listing, any city, your business, USA. Okay, so everybody that has a 1 right now, if you haven't bought Ranking Factory, you cannot buy that GMB. If you buy Ranking Factory today, I guarantee you that you can buy as many GMBs at $40 as you want within the next 48 hours. Andy, is that insane or what?
Yeah, it's good value.
Okay, it's $39.99. You can get mark as many as you want. I had a gentleman yesterday, Gary. He bought 50.
And we have to tell them basically you're getting these GMBs for cost. There's not a profit margin.
At $40, no, we're actually losing money, right? So, and I can only say that it's only available for the next 48 hours because it's only available for the next 48 hours to Ranking Factory members. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? And it's only United States. I don't know what the price mark is going to be afterwards. I don't know. I just know that for $40, I bought 40 of them. Okay? Because I don't have to do them right away. I just have to buy them today so that I can use them for my clients or use them for myself. You know, you see what I'm saying? USA only, Ivan. Okay? However, listen to me. The UK, Andy, is up next and probably within the next couple of weeks. So if you're in the UK and you want GMBs, I would buy them anyway and then just put in business 1, Los Angeles, business 2, Chicago. And then I can't tell our guy this, but it's okay because then when the UK comes on board, you've already bought yours. See what I'm saying?
Cool. Very good.
So if everybody gives me a second, and Gary can answer some questions, Leon, Terry, if you're still here, I'll go get that webinar and I'll post it here for you, okay? Can you give me a second? You good with that? Okay, give me a second. I got to stop sharing my screen. Stop sharing my screen. No, I don't want to do that. I'm afraid I'm gonna end the. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I stop sharing my screen.
Yep.
Okay. So Andy, give me a little bit of feedback on your side. What's the value of a GMB? How valuable is it for us to be able to get a Google My Business page for my business or for a client's business and build that out? How much are people charging for those? Do you have any idea? Okay. Can anybody still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, a lot of people are charging about $500 to do GMB, right? So if you have the opportunity to pick one up for $40 and then build that out for a client, that's quite a bit of profit that you have potentially of making, right? So I only bring that up because if you join today and you come in and you had that opportunity and missed it, then what does it include, Joy? It's building your GMB listing for your business so you have the opportunity to use the Ranking Factory to get it ranked in the 3-pack. Okay. Hang on one second, guys.
Yeah, so for $40, you give him the name of the business and the city, and then he gets back to you and it tells you, okay, here's your login. It's verified, and you can upload your details, whatever phone number you want to use, that sort of thing. It's good to go. And then you go into Ranking Factory and you push it up into the 3-pack. And then you can go to somebody that's in 5, 6, 8, 12 position and say, you know, I can get you ranking in the 3-pack. You'll notice I've got this already ranking right there. And it's proof of concept, showing that you can rank a business already in their niche. If you choose a niche, you want to do it that way. That's not the only way you can use those new GMBs, but that's a possibility right there.
Hey, Terry, what are some of the other things in when you were ranking your GMB that you were using with, and how did you use the the Cloud Stacker and the Article Stacker?
Well, yeah, and keep in mind, I use the HTML Page Creator Cloud Stacker and the Doc Stacker almost exclusively, and Sheets a little bit, but we didn't have a calendar, we didn't have the slides, we didn't have the photos, because this was a couple months ago. There's a lot more stuff been added since then. So as it keeps adding, now you can add calendars to it and have links coming every day. You know, it's not a big deal, you know. And when you get in the Skype groups, you'll see several people who have laid out, this is how I did it, this is what I'm doing right now, and it's working for me. And they'll, you know, be basically recipes of what to do. Go here, and I did this, and then I put this in, and I did this, and it's a very active Skype group. It's not one of those where you have to pay extra for the Skype group, and then 30 days later, you and one other person are the only one in the Skype group. This one's got hundreds of people in it that are all helpful. We all understand we're not competing with each other for any given client, so that's not a big deal. We're willing to help each other out, and we want to let people know what's been working for us or what is not working for us, so we know to try it or not try it, and things like that. So,
can everybody see my page? See my Skype group? Everybody see it? Okay. See, we're not lying. We have 500 people in here, and I just want to just scroll up a little bit. This is today. It's just so far. It's only 3 o'clock here. Yesterday. Okay. Can you see how much activity that we have in here? Okay. Somebody just getting set up. They're having a couple issues with something, and then everybody just fires up and just answers. Boom, answers. Boom, boom, boom. So you're not left alone, okay? And so even if you're having a problem with something, it just doesn't click right, you know, you come in here, people are sharing their recipes, how they're making successes, you know, those strategies that you gave us in the groups the other day with images are awesome. So, you know, you guys see how valuable the information is that you have all these people surrounding you like a family that want to see you succeed. It's not like these other Skype groups where you pay to get in and then you're the only one. Hello, 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 hello. Is anybody here, here, right? So we're very proud of the fact that, you know, we're very, 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 very active, okay? All right, I'm about done. I think I got to go have a glass of water or something. Will
right,
GMB setup be available in Australia soon? I said it may be in a couple weeks. Okay.
cool. I'm out of here. This is Terry. Thanks for everything, everybody. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, no, thanks for doing this, guys, and also I'd just like to thank everyone for turning up as well. I appreciate your time. Hopefully you see the value in this software. Obviously it's very effective. It uses concepts that you haven't seen before. Not many people will be doing this, and again, as I mentioned earlier, it does not take long to pay for this software entirely if you get results and you sell some of these results to local clients. Again, it can be videos, Google My Business listings, anything. So it's definitely worth the investment, guys.
All righty. Thanks a lot. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody wherever you are, and appreciate everybody that was here, all those that bought. Thank you very much. I know Andy appreciates it, and we just want to welcome you to the family and expand your business and your opportunities. And what do we want? We want to trade your little bit of your money for a lot of time for you to spend with your families. So we will talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Excellent. Thank you very much.